There's something we should definitely talk about, Stanz.
Oh, no. Okay, let's do it.
Stanz, I actually cannot believe you said something like that. Holy shit, man.
Said what?
Yeah, exactly, Stanz. What did you say?
You're like, hey, Stanz, you seem like a slur guy. Think about all the slurs you know and tell me if they're okay. Am I a bad person? Am I a bad person? Ladies and gentlemen, come one, come all to see the bizarre, the fabulous, the greatest television recap show that features Glee and also sometimes movies and sometimes anime on the internet. I'm talking about Binge and Cringe.
That's great. What an intro. I'm glad. I don't regret asking you to do that. Welcome back.
Yeah, that's what you get when you ask me to do the intro. Like, I'm gonna do something.
Also,
fun.
I think your Discord settings or something has reset since you like unplugged everything, because I couldn't hear when you went binge and cringe. Apart from it went so I was like, I'm assuming he's shouting.
No, that's what
it.
I did. Sorry, I was being cut off by the deep state in the moment.
So I wanted to start off this podcast by saying thank you. We've not only hit 1,000 subscribers, but we hit 100 patrons on Patreon, which is very, very sick.
Wow, 10% of our subscribers are patrons?
That's what I'm saying. That's a great
We're
ratio.
We're filthy rich. We've discovered the golden goose. Fuck content for the artistry of it. I want to buy a mansion and an oil rig.
So, hey, get us to 10,000 subs, and then we automatically get 1,000 patrons. That's how it works.
Patrons. That is how it works. Wait, does the Yard has a couple 100,000 subscribers, and they have like 1 billion patrons. So honestly, we're on the wrong end of history here.
I think you've got the ratio completely wrong. They make a lot of money, but the amount of patrons they have is a lot. But it's like,
I thought it was like 100,000 patrons.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm sure you're right, because how would I know? But I'm going to check.
It could be, but then...
It says the Yard, 17 billion patrons.
What does it actually say?
31,000.
All right, that's more reasonable. I was thinking somewhere between 10 and 50 for sure.
Mm-hmm. And they have $300 a month.
300K on YouTube.
That's 10%. Wait, it's the golden ratio.
Yeah. A little bit less
We've
than 10%.
discovered it. 10% of your subscribers are going to be patrons, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. As long
I'm going
as
to start a Patreon. I'll have 18,000 patrons for my main channel.
Speaking of things that you're going to be providing, Stanz, Taskmaster, question mark?
I had a real devoted plan to record it today, but then you begged me on your knees to do 2 main channel episodes, and I said, all right, I'll do main channel instead.
How about we reveal what day we're recording this one, Stanz? What day is it today?
We are recording this on September 3rd, 2023.
And you're probably, hopefully, seeing this on September 4th, 2023.
Yes.
So...
And if you're listening to the episode after this on September 11th, never forget, we are also recording that today. And Cance would not let me lie about it. I was going to part my hair the other direction, change shirts, do everything I could for our special September 11th episode.
I thought you were doing a fucking 9/11 reference and not just saying that that's when the next episode is going out. I realized.
It's both.
It is both, but I thought you were only doing it to be like, and if you're watching on 9/11, salute our fallen soldiers.
Yeah, take your hats off. Yeah, no.
And I realized you were just talking about the next episode. You're going to provide Taskmaster at some point, hopefully, for the people that are paying for that. Fingers crossed.
And that is the first task, if you know what I'm saying. Real ones know. You know what I mean? It's like, where's the Taskmaster? Who knows?
Yeah, that's
it's like
such a great
like
task.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. The task is like, find out when the show's coming out.
Speaking of Patreon stands, you don't check any comments. Sorry, I mean, you check all of the comments, right? On everything in YouTube.
I check all the comments. Okay, I can sense you're running a bit here, but I will say I messaged you the other day angry that my Sharknado video, no likes, no comments. Your video, plenty of comments, plenty of likes.
Okay, what do you mean by your video, first of all?
You're uncultured? Unfiltered?
Yeah, Dorsno left 8 comments.
Video?
There was one person and it was Dorsno and they left 8 comments.
Yeah, it was one person?
Dorsno. All 8 were Dorsno.
I didn't look at the comments. I just saw the little bubbles at 8. That is so funny.
Yeah, I was like, you clearly didn't check. This is proof. Proof of what I thought.
No, I just saw it because when you scroll through the feed, you see the ones that have activity.
Hey, Stanz, well, you didn't check enough because I will tell you what had a lot of activity is our Hamilton 2020 Binge and Cringe live compost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will read you some. There were some very nice responses, but there's something we should definitely talk about, Stanz.
Oh, no. Okay,
so, from Tenario, Dude, I actually love Hamilton. Such a good commentary. Need an excuse to rewatch. Will say was kind of crazy when Stanz said that. Felt like it came out of nowhere. Guess he really is always thinking about slurs. Was a really good pod overall, though. Keep it up.
Said what?
Exactly, Stanz. What did you say?
I don't know. How could I know?
Comment from Lobster. Stanz, I actually cannot believe you said something like that. Holy shit, man.
What did I say?
Comment from Connor Ellis. Stanz, why the fuck would you say that? Here, let me link you so you can see all of these comments. Here's the post. Scroll down those comments. You read out the next ones.
Am I a bad person? I know these are recorded live, but you might want to check and censor 5103. I'm sure it was a spur of the moment thing, but it's really not appropriate for content. Love you guys anyway.
Stanz, what did you say, dude?
You're laughing, so this must be innocuous, right? It's not like I said something crazy.
You're sat there terrified of what you've said.
Because I can't think of a single moment where I would say a slur. I just they're not in my vocabulary, you know what I mean?
It would be even funnier if you were like, okay, I know exactly why I would have said this. Here's why I said it. And you come up with a reason for why you've said a slur.
Yeah. It's like, hey guys, actually these people are racist and the history of the word is this. And then maybe I'm actually doing something positive in the word. Is this going to be something
my
that
slur's positive.
the internet hates? Like if it's like virgins or something, I'm going to fucking roll my eyes out of my head. But I'm very scared I said something bad. I can't imagine what it is.
I am going to share with you why people are commenting this and what you said. Okay, intermission time. Stanz, do you want to pause and get something, or are we good? Should we carry on?
No, just keep it running. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Fuck it, I can't hear you, so you can't tell me now.
Guys. Uh-oh, it's just me with you guys right now. So that was your first mistake, Stanz.
Okay, I see.
You left a recording.
I left the recording.
Okay, if you're listening to this, Stanz isn't here. I want to see lots of comments on the Patreon post of this. If you got to this point saying, Stanz, I can't believe you said that. Like, imagine he said a slur in the middle of this and he forgot.
You baited him to doing it, and I didn't fall into your trap. You're showing me this because you're proud of your trap, and it didn't even work.
Wait, what do you mean it didn't work?
This beautiful pit you dug. I didn't read the comments. I would have never known.
No, this was all for this bit, Stanz. It worked perfectly because we've got a bit on the podcast now. Let's go.
Oh my god, that's actually very funny.
Like, imagine he said a slur in the middle of this and he forgot. And I'll send him all the comments and he won't know. And it'll be very funny. Okay, 5 seconds until the intermission's over. Hell yeah. And it worked perfectly. You thought you said a slur. Let's go.
Wow. I did think I was like, man, maybe it's something that was like period specific. Like a word that maybe was more common in the late 1700s. And I was talking historical. I could not.
You said a historical slur. Speaking of slurs.
If this was a double bait and switch and there's a moment of me saying a slur in the pod, I would fucking lose it.
Yeah, I've just led you into saying how great you are, and actually I have a clip. Roll the clip.
I wonder if I can just raw dog it.
This is an insane segment, by the way. I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were talking about swear words in general.
Okay.
And he has a theory that I would like to throw by you.
Okay.
That anything that is a swear word with 2 syllables is like kind of too far. And the 1 syllables are okay.
No.
What do you mean no? Think about it for 2 seconds. Fuck is great. Shit is great.
Yeah, that's
let's think of words.
I would like to, here's the deal. I would like to play in this world with you. You've done work, you have brought something in here, but like immediately it's like the F slur. And it's like, well, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's 2 syllables. Exactly.
But the shortened version's 1.
Yeah, but nicknames don't count, right? We're going with official
That's
titles.
Not a nickname. It's getting called that and being like, oh my god, I just love my pet name. That's not how that works.
It's the shortened version. We're talking about you can't like.
So here's the deal. Your friend would say that what KSI said in his fucking rap.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the exclusion.
Oh, that's the only one. I think if you put your mind to it, you'd be like, fuck, maybe there's.
Well, that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm positing it because I couldn't think of any. I was like, all
want me to dive into slurs? You're like, hey, Stanz, you seem like a slur guy. Think about all the slurs you know and tell me if they're okay.
Hey, the comments are saying you're a slur guy. I'm just positing the question to the slur guy.
I think the number of syllables has nothing to do with it. In fact, I would say that the more syllables it has, over 2, of course, like 3, 4, 5, the sillier they are and maybe the less bad they are.
Okay, interesting. My friend also had, he instantly ruined his argument by one of his examples. He said bastard was too far. And I was like, that's insane. That's one of the ones that's not too far completely, and it's 2 syllables.
Wait, they thought it was too far. So, like, if someone, they were talking during a movie and someone said, hey, you bastard, they would, like, fight to the death? Like,
I don't know. Far? He was saying it in the same breath as, like, examples of slurs. I was like, bastard is fine. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't even like that your friend is just giving examples of slurs.
In the same way that we did, to be clear. He wasn't just, like, saying the word out, right?
He wasn't just saying. He wasn't just word
No.
Like,
he did exactly the same bit that I did, where he was like, here's all the good 1-syllable ones, and then went, the 2-syllable ones that I can't say.
Oh, don't even make me think them. I don't want to think them.
Hey, you thought of them, though. You are the slur guy canonically on this podcast now. So.
No, I'm the bass guy. I'm the no slur guy. You're the slur guy. You brought a slur segment onto the podcast. Everyone listening is going to be like, oh, yeah, Cance, I guess he is the slur guy. It's impossible to fight the allegations.
Hey, everyone in the comments, remind us who is the slur guy, and they can decide.
Yeah, everyone in the comments, you can decide after hearing this.
You're saying that like they're not going to choose you, Stan.
They either choose me, and I know that this is very unserious, or they choose you. And
Wait,
I know
sorry,
that
you can't say that. You can't say the serious choice is me. I know if we're doing a serious choice, neither of us are slur guys.
Let me spell it out for you. On this episode, there are 2 people. There's a guy who has said no slurs.
Yeah, me.
And there's a guy who brought 2 slur-based segments. One tricking people into making them
one
say
of the segments was
one.
you saying a slur, to be clear.
No, it wasn't, though. That's the thing.
Hey,
we just went
find the clip of you not
slur.
saying the slur, then.
Yeah, it's right here. Here's the clip of you not saying slur. You're the slur guy. Slurs are constantly happening.
You are the slur guy. That's so true.
You are. Yes. Yeah.
Guess who writes the chapters and all the timestamps for the podcast?
Yeah, you can just call this one the slur guy, and we'll see what people say.
Well, no, it will be labeled correctly as who the slur guy is. So
I do think losers try and rewrite history all the time, listeners.
Yeah, but the winners famously write it. They don't. The losers don't get away with rewriting.
And they're gonna say verbatim, I don't think the way you ambushed Stanz this episode was fair. You are obviously the slur guy, Cance. And they're gonna say that not because I told them to say it, but because it's true.
I also don't know who that Cance guy is, so Cringe.
Joe. Yeah. I was in the Binge and Cringe Discord the other day. This is not like a promotion for the Discord, although it kind of is. And man, the amount of people that call you Joe, it actually freaked me out.
Well, that's because it's my name, dude.
I know, but it's like, you ever have like 2 friend groups and you go to the other friend group and they don't actually like call the person the same name?
Yeah,
or like my
weird.
family calls me Nathan, but my friends call me Stanz, and my sports coaches in high school call me Nate. And it can feel kind of weird, like seeing people
hearing a different name out of context, for sure. I find it weird. Vale's a first name guy. And he calls you Nathan all the time, and that throws me off. That's weird.
Yeah, but he also calls everyone their name, like even like big streamers. You know what I mean? Like he's not calling PewDiePie.
Yeah, but
he's calling him Daniel, which is his first name.
I find it weird, but it's also in the opposite way. So if I'm playing games with my friends online, they call me Cance because that's my like name in the thing, and because they've seen me stream so much and they've got used to like calling me Cance through that. They, like, in comms will be like, oh, nice shot, Cance. I'll be like...
But yeah, in the game, your name will say Cance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they don't call me that in real life, so it's weird.
I know, I'm just saying, there is some validation in that, like, right now, I'm in a Discord chat with you, and your name is Cance.
Yeah, but I'm
crazy
Joe,
for me
and
to
you
call
know
you
that I'm Joe.
Yeah, but every time you type something, it shows
I'm
your
Joe,
face
and it's
and
you
the word
that
Cance.
is the cringe.
You should change your name in Discord to Joe.
No.
Yeah, sorry, my name is Slurmaster for some reason. Did you change that?
Yeah, that was me. My
Discord
bad.
name?
I'm sorry. Speaking of weird, Stanz, this is this could be considered a weird question, but maybe not as weird as the previous topics that we've done. So
perfect.
Do you have any embarrassing sex stories?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just really curious about your sex life, if I'm honest. No, the episode of Glee that we're going to be watching.
Okay.
Finn has some sex struggles of his own, which we've already kind of seen. They've already laid the seed, if you pardon the pun. Yeah,
in episode 2.
Because he came in his pants. Yeah. And he comes in something else this episode.
What?
But without giving away what happens, do you have any embarrassing sex stories?
Do I have any? So the question is not, do I have any embarrassing sex stories? And I'm going to tell the listeners, not only do I have embarrassing sex stories, I believe that everyone who's ever had sex has embarrassing sex stories.
Very true.
That is just like a human truth.
Well,
because it's
if you've not had sex,
thing.
then it's
That's
not.
what I'm saying. Everyone who's had sex has an embarrassing sex story because it's a weird thing. It's between two people. It's really intimate. You don't necessarily know what you're doing the first few times. I think there's like peaks and valleys where you don't know what you're doing and it's weird. Maybe you do bad. Maybe you come fast, whatever. Maybe you actually don't know like what's going on. Maybe it smells funny. And then you like start to, to get better and you think you're like king of the world. And then you kind of realize that there's mountains in the distance that you have to climb. And as you're trying to figure out like the next level of your Kama Sutra journey, you're bad again, right? Because you don't actually know what's going on. Maybe you're trying to shave some funny shapes into it, or maybe you're trying to do something different. Is this just a long
version of you saying that you're not going to say any of yours? Are you just giving general
I'm trying to think
stories
of any specific ones that would be funny enough and different enough to say on this podcast that also wouldn't like embarrass other people.
Yes, which is fine if you don't have any. My only thinking was my mum watches this podcast and yours doesn't. Yeah. So if any of us are going to have an embarrassing sex story, it's you, my friend.
I see. I mean, your mom's a human. You could say an embarrassing sex story on this podcast.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. She almost talks about every episode that she watches with me and says, I love these bits. Right. And I wouldn't be able to have that conversation with her. She would be
like, oh, that was crazy. That was weird. Yeah. Maybe she would like punch you on the shoulder and be like, hey, nice.
I think I'd be fine with her knowing the story, but then having like a breakdown conversation with it afterwards with her would be a little bit
you
too
can tell
far
her right
for me.
now, hey mom, this one's off topic. Like, hey, we can't have the
skip
breakdown.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Skip 5 minutes or listen, but don't talk about it. We take this to our grave. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting, but no, definitely not. Maybe one day. But if you're not, then we're fine. We're in a pact of not saying our embarrassing sex stories. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like just for the people, I've done most of the embarrassing sex things. Like I've come early. I've come in my pants. I think I am
L stands L.
I'm a man of the people. They are seeing you trying to turn me into the Slur Guy and the American Pie lover.
This podcast just titled Stanz took an L. Because you become the Slur Guy? You become the come in my pants guy? That's crazy.
No L's at all. Sorry, where was I going with this? I've been all those guys and more. I have also failed in gargantuan ways that are like maybe a little too explicit for the podcast.
I need to know those, Stanz. What the hell?
But I don't know. Episode
those.
4 is not the time. Maybe episode 100 or something. You know what I mean?
I do say in a show that is about like teens and high school, I think we have many moments to be able to talk about embarrassing sex stories.
Right.
So we don't need to now. We can just tease the pot, I guess. That's not a phrase. That sounds like a weird phrase in context of sex as well. Tease the pot.
Yeah. That was my first mistake, as I teased the pot.
Okay, Stanz, we didn't in the last episode, we forgot to do like predictions for the next episode and even address your predictions from the previous episode. So I want to make sure we keep doing that because you, first of all, you like to let it go to your head and that you think that you're fucking great for getting the predictions right because you missed a fucking sitcom, blah, blah, blah. We've missed a week with Hamilton in between, so you might have forgotten what happened like 2 weeks ago. But save what happened for the Here's What You Missed on Glee, which we'll do in a bit. This is just your predictions for what you think is going to happen in the episode that we're about to watch.
In the episode we're about to watch. Now, I don't know what's telling me this, but based on my knowledge of American TV shows, pop culture, and the fact that I'm a super genius, I think Finn is going to have some sexual struggles.
Really? What makes you think that? He's
going to have a problem. I think he's maybe going to... loose his load in something. Not his pants. I don't know what's telling me. Not his pants this time, but something.
Okay, Stanz, if you can predict the situation or the thing that happens, then you're the GOAT, and I will admit you're the GOAT.
I mean, my gut is just leaning towards the American Pie. Like, it will be a food.
Interesting.
Like a watermelon.
Okay, watermelon's your shot.
Watermelon is my shot. Yes, that's what I think. And I don't necessarily know what's going to happen because I don't want to reveal like what happened on last episode because I do have a elephant like a memory. I have an elephant like a memory.
Elephant like a memory, dude.
Like a memory, and I'm going to explain that all to you. But this episode will be the foundation for the next arc because we've had new members join the Glee Club. We've had them realize what it's all about. Mr. Schue has like reignited his passion for being with them and not like doing his own thing. So I think we need a new trajectory. We've made our first leap. Like the arc is over. The like pilot intro arc is over. Now we need like a new villain or challenge. It's got to be like, if we don't make regionals, we lose funding, or like this person is sick and we need to raise money for cancer. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So last episode, I feel like was a filler episode, and that's what you called. So you're saying we only get one filler. I feel like previous you would have been like, no, the next 5 episodes are going to be filler now because it's a 22 episode series.
Is it a 22 episode season? It's like the old shows? Ooh.
I can't remember exactly. I think it's about, let me see.
While you're looking that up, I will say that I don't think we're going to get another filler. And if we do, I think it will be romance-related filler that I think a lot of Glee fans might not consider filler because that's like the reason they watch this show.
So this is like a filler. This is it's like the beach episode of anime. It's like filler that people like.
Yeah, but not even like necessarily the beach episode. But we need to know like last episode we had Mercedes likes Henry. And
sorry, who?
Chaz.
Hey, save it for the recap. Save it for the recap, Stanz. I'm not telling you their name. That's crazy. Stick on one of them though. Henry or Chaz.
It's neither of those.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you that. Neither of those.
The only characters I know, because it's the worst naming convention of all time, is Finn and Quinn.
Hey, you remembered it though. Last time you forgot
because that's
Quinn.
So dumb.
No, but you forgot. You forgot the Quinn last time.
No. I never forget Quinn because it's Finn and Quinn. It's Finn and Quinn. There's a passion that burns within me that thinks that was the worst decision ever made, and so I will never forget it.
Understandable. I kind of agree. I don't think the worst decision ever made. I think there's a lot of
I can
decisions.
forgive so many things in this show, and I cannot forgive that. It's a personal pet peeve of mine. We need a character that is not like a token character, right? Like, unfortunately, in TV shows, like you're always gonna have like the gay guy, and it's like the black girl who can sing. You know what I mean? We need one of the characters that they see as like the core few to have like a new romance spark. Because right now it's been carried by Professor Schue and Emma?
Yes.
Great.
I was debating on whether telling you that was correct before the recap, but yeah, I'll let you have that one. I think
what we need is like Finn obviously is dating Quinn, but there's also like this, he likes Sasha, and he came in his pants around her, and they had like that little date. And so I think that we need love triangle kind of like drama episodes, maybe even like 3 or 4 in the next 20. And I think that by the end of it, they will all be friends.
The end of the season, not this episode,
yes,
obviously.
End of the season.
Okay, so you think love triangle episode?
I think the love triangle will be the big arc of the season. I think that's what we're going to set up, either this episode or the next few. And I actually think the love triangle between those 3, with like parallel paths between Schue and his wife and revealing that she's not actually pregnant and stuff, that will be like the main arc with a little bit of the principal, the cheerleader principal lady, like some money issues. But I think that's like a super easy storyline for season 1 high school Glee Club show.
Sure. And those 3 are called?
Those 3 are called Finn.
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
And I think it's bad to name an artist because who are we? A name has power. I think artists should name themselves.
Right.
And we are not.
And they did, to be clear. They do have a name. They have got a name themselves.
Yeah, a name that was given to them. I want them to give their name to me. I'm a mere mortal.
Personally, you won't accept hearing their name secondhand.
I can visualize her. I can see her.
Literally what is considered the main character of Glee.
I think her name starts with an R.
You would be correct.
Oh, fuck me.
It's so funny
Rebecca.
that you thought she was called...
I know it's not Rebecca.
So you thought she was called Sasha, you said before.
It's
which
not.
Is crazy,
Sasha was just a name in my head that I know is not right.
Which is crazy because every episode previously you've called this character Samantha, so you got the name that you previously got wrong, which is insane.
Yeah.
And you have also called her Rebecca. You have never remembered her name on the first time of asking.
It's not Ruth. It's not.
And whilst you're trying to remember, Stanz, I am going to get out my timer, and we are now going to hopefully get a recap in 30 seconds of every single episode of Glee that has happened before from you. Are you ready, Stanz?
Every episode? No, just the last episode.
No? So recap of the season previously.
The season? I can't. There's too much going on.
So the way it works in the show, you can't do this because you don't know what's going to happen. But
it's only the things that are relevant to the next episode.
Yes, but it is like season-wide plots. So you have to be as general as possible in 30 seconds. And if you think it's going to be the love triangle things, then you know what to focus on.
That's true. Okay, I'm ready.
And here's what you missed on Glee.
Finn is a football player, but he also loves to sing because his dad left him and the stepdad liked to sing, maybe. I can't really remember.
True.
He has a girlfriend named Quinn who is a cheerleader who has infiltrated the Glee Club. But when he joined the Glee Club because he was blackmailed, he fell in love with Ruthie. And so much so that he came
10
in his
seconds.
Pants. And then Mr. Schue was a teacher, but then he also went on a solo act, but then he realized it's all about the kids and he loves Emma, but he loves his wife and his wife is lying about being pregnant.
And that's what you missed on Glee. Oh, perfect timing. My timer went off. I thought I pressed stop.
What is her name?
Her name's Rachel.
Rachel. That's crazy that I could not get Rachel.
Genuinely thought you were doing a bit towards the end with
I'm
the
not.
Ruthie thing.
I actually was
insane.
thinking as hard as I could. I will remember from now on because I'll just visualize Batman. Rachel.
What? Why will that help you?
Swear to me, Rachel. Rachel.
Oh, wait, that's just made me remember a very funny thing before we get to the episode. That someone left a comment from episode 1 recently, and I didn't understand the comment, and then I realized what you said in the episode. Do you remember how you were gonna use different words? You were gonna use word association to remember the wheelchair kid's name. Do you remember what the word was and what his name is?
Yeah, his name is Archie.
Very close.
Fuck, what's his name?
Well, what's the word association that you're using, Stanz?
But if it's not Archie, I can't reverse engineer it.
No, but you know the word, right? Do you not?
No, what was the word?
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And something in his legs don't work. It's very close to Archie, which is why I thought you knew the word and you just associated it wrong.
No, I don't know the word. I can't remember at all. His legs don't work. You're being very mean to him.
The blood doesn't flow in his arteries, and he's called Artie.
That's coded.
Yeah, but it didn't work, and you didn't remember it. You said in that episode you would never forget his name because of that amazing word association.
I say often that I'll never or always do something, and it's never true.
But that one was fire, and someone left a comment about blood not flowing in arteries is insane, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then I remembered.
Right, because you had already forgot my genius in that moment.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into the episode. If you have Disney Plus and you want to spend $5 and watch it with us, then we have a really cool extension that links up with Disney Plus. You can watch it at the same time as us. Literally, you click on the timeline and you hear what we're saying at that point. It syncs up perfectly. It's really, really good. There's an easy way to install it. All the instructions are on there once you pay for the tier. We also have other cool stuff on the Patreon. Stanz recently put up a Sharknado commentary for the $10 tier, and we'll be putting up Taskmaster commentaries on the $20 tier.
New Zealand. I just have to find out where to watch Taskmaster New Zealand.
That's crazy. He's like, I haven't done it because I've been searching for days for where to watch the show. I've been searching for
literal... I'm actually watching it slowly through TikTok.
Well, you've got that to look forward to when Stanz does it.
Yeah, eventually I'll figure out how to watch it.
And if you wanted to see what it's like watching along with us, here's a little clip before we get into the episode.
I just remember when I was in high school... What?
It wasn't a watermelon, Stanz.
What? He came in a hot tub.
He came in a hot tub, Stanz. And we're back after the episode of Glee.
And it was a crazy one.
It was actually crazy. I feel like in some universes you could consider parts of it filler, because I think the A plot was very fillery, kind of.
Yes.
But an insane side plot.
You're considering the football plot the A plot, which I guess I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, I think time spent and the way the episode was framed, that is for sure meant to be the A plot.
Right. But the season-long arc was progressed by the B-plot of this episode, which is, we've known about it for 4 episodes now, Mr. Schue's wife is not pregnant.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, but we knew. I literally, the second she said she was pregnant, I was all, she ain't pregnant. I knew.
Yeah,
I sussed it out, but I didn't know where it was going. And now the big reveal is that Quinn is pregnant with presumably Finn's baby.
No,
and it's not. It's
not.
I know,
Finn's
that's what I'm
baby.
Initially
Dun, dun,
you think
dun.
Finn's baby. It's his name is Puck, like from Shakespeare.
Puck, Puckerman. Wait, no, his last name.
No, his name is not Puck Puckerman.
No, his last name's Puckerman, I think, and I think he's got a different first name, but he's called Puck.
Oh, kind of like my last name Stanz, and I go by Stanz. I see.
Yeah, that's why I was like Puckerman, but no, his last name's Puckerman, and he's got a first name that no one ever calls him by, I don't think.
Right, Francis or something.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're right in saying that it was crazy how they introduced previously, like episodes ago, that his in like the pilot, I'm pretty sure that his wife's pregnant.
It was like the end of the pilot was like the reveal there or something. She's pregnant, or the beginning of the episode 2, but something like that.
Yeah, and then episode 2, I think they revealed that it was fake, right? Because they didn't reveal that in episode 1.
Yeah, the big reveal was maybe even episode 3, where she's at the doctor and the doctor says no, it was just gas or whatever, hysterical pregnancy.
Yeah, I thought that was episode 2. Was it
Maybe
not?
it was. Hey, I don't remember. I'm Hamilton pilled now, bro.
Well, I think that was episode 2. Episode 3 truly then was filler, because I feel like we gained nothing from that episode. Like,
yeah, it was the Mercedes. It was all we learned is that, like, yes, Kurt is gay.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know. And then now we've had not only that Quinn is pregnant, not only that she's actually pregnant from Puckerman and it's not from Finn, but also that she's probably going to give the baby to Will Schuester's wife. Insane.
I mean, hey, who knows? Will Schuester's wife wants that baby, but I don't, and I understand that this is a television show, but like, she is going to continuously get a bigger and bigger fake belly, and then when Quinn has the baby, she will have the baby, but not in the hospital. She'll just like show her husband, like, I had the baby today. I don't understand how she gets out of this even with a baby.
They'll do like a blindfold swap, and no one will notice, and Will Schuester will be none the wiser, obviously. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, but it's not a swap because there's only one. Someone will be babyless after this. There's one baby. There is no... If you spend 5 seconds sitting down and looking at these plans, you'd be like, something isn't adding up here, Chief.
Which makes for great TV. So I am fully on board. Now that this drama's been set up, the fact that we have another, 18 episodes of Glee to solve this, I'm so excited to see where it goes. Knowing where it goes, but not knowing the intricacies of it, because it's been a while since I've watched, I'm very excited for all the little bumps in the road.
So my prediction was love triangle setup arc this episode, which happened, but I had the wrong characters.
Yeah, you had the wrong love triangle, which actually means, rather than you having the wrong one, it just means there's 2 now, which is sick. There's Finn, Rachel, who you now know is called Rachel, and Quinn in one love triangle, but also tangentially related, there's a Puck, Finn, and Quinn love triangle.
Correct. The double love triangle, which people love. But I'm thinking now that with that many episodes left, they can't draw this out. I'm thinking the baby storyline finishes by episode 12.
Oh, really?
I think we're going to do half and halfer. And then I think we have some regional shit. You know what I mean? Well, you also have the Rachel leaving the Glee Club storyline. That's going to tie up in probably
that's a huge bombshell in itself. That's a whole different thing. She's left the Glee Club, Stanz. What the hell? Our main character.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
She'll be back, obviously, because the show's called Glee. So I know that
she'll be back. The show ain't
called Rachel. But first episode, that not only a big thing that's happened to do with Rachel where she's left the Glee Club, but also She was cringe this episode, Stanz. Uh-oh.
She was a little bit of a diva this episode, which, yes, is bad. But what are you going to do? Stars know they're stars.
And they've got to shoot and fly, you know? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, she's great. I said in the live com that, like, when she was being cringe, she then just started doing her audition for the musical, which is why she's left the Glee Club. She's now going full musical because she didn't get her starring role. And instantly, I just forget how cringe she is because she's singing and she has an insane voice. And
she does.
Don't think I would ever go out of my way to listen to, like, a musical theater song. But if she's singing it, I will listen. And there's one song that she performs a bit later on in the season that when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is musical theater. I don't really like it. And then I found myself listening to it like multiple times, and I like know all the words purely from Glee. It's so good.
Oh, interesting.
So I can't wait till we get there, but we're a way off, I think, before we get to that point.
Got it.
But I just love Rachel so much, voice-wise, not character-wise, because she has started her cringe arc today, Stanz.
Right. I do like her character still. She's done one cringe thing so far, but she can be redeemed. There are characters who are significantly worse that have been redeemed, like Mr. Schue. So.
Yeah, he hasn't really gone through a redemption because they haven't even tried to address the fact that he
did something bad.
That he's done multiple things that are bad. I said during the live com that I thought this is kind of the point now where you have to forget how Finn and Schuster's relationship started with like blackmail and grooming and stuff, because they have some really nice like heart-to-heart moments in this episode.
Right, father and son, because Finn doesn't have a dad. That's like how.
Yeah, Finn opens up a lot in this episode about the futures that he wants, like. He wants to make sure that he makes something of himself. He goes to college in some way, shape, or form. He doesn't want to end up like the regular people in his town that settle.
Lima.
In Lima. Now you know where it is. Lima, Ohio. Obviously.
Yes.
He doesn't want to be a Lima loser. He wants to get out of his town and make something of himself. And now that he has the added pressure of like being a dad in like 9 months, he knows that he has to like go for it. And confiding in Will Schuester is really, really nice because it sets up the relationship moving forward of their father-son dynamic. But it is creepy and weird because it did start off with blackmail, and you have to just forget that. It's really hard looking at it and not forgetting that. I think this show definitely benefited from being on TV and not being on like a streaming service, because you'd watch it like when it was on and you wouldn't really pay too much attention to like individual plot lines, and by next week you've already forgotten the cringe thing that Will Schuester did. You don't really care.
Right. It's been a week and there were so many other things that happened in the episode. So many crazy things that happened in the episode.
Exactly. When you're not doing a recap watch-along podcast, you probably would forget a lot of these things.
Exactly.
Like, you don't remember the names, Stanz.
Names are unimportant. Sorry, did I start this episode by saying a name is the most important thing in the world and I should not assume one? No,
yes, you may have said something along those lines, yeah.
It was crazy that I remember the girl named Brittany.
Yeah, that was her first line, by the way, Stanz, in this episode, was her first spoken line in Glee. She has more moving forward and becomes more of a character, but that's the first time she's ever said anything, and you remembered her name.
And she's a star, she's a queen. I recognize that.
She is a queen, she's great. Sure. I'm pretty sure they reveal this at one point. I don't think it's anytime soon, so I think I could say it now and you'll probably forget. I think her name's like Brittany.
Oh,
like a first and last name. Something stupid like that.
That sucks. I want you to know that sucks.
It's funny when they reveal it. They do a whole Brittany episode and she's like, yeah, I'm named Brittany or something like that. It's insane. I could have made that up. Let me double check. Is she called Brittany from Glee? No, it's worse. I knew it was stupid. Okay. She's Brittany Pierce. Pierce, as in like Pierce.
Pierce. Okay.
But her middle name is Susan. So it's Brittany S. Pierce. So it's like Britney Spears.
For a Britney Spears episode. No, that's hilarious. Never mind, that's great.
Yeah, sorry,
Brittany, I hated. Britney Spears is great.
Britney Spears.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad I Googled it because people would have like said, no, actually, it's a funny thing. You made it cringe and Stanz hates it now. So I corrected it. We're fine. Your prediction of what Finn came in didn't really come to fruition, Stanz. Because you thought it was a watermelon, and
I thought
it
would
was
be a watermelon.
A hot
I did
tub.
not think it would be a hot tub. Hot tub makes sense. What are you gonna do?
And I said this during the thing, but I feel like I was an idiot for missing the part where she didn't get pregnant from the hot tub because I left that episode and thought that could happen.
Right. So you were like Finn. You were like, damn, I just better not.
I was like,
I
I guess watching it, I thought, well, this particular pregnancy was probably Puck, but it could have happened.
Still happen, and that's why everyone's treating it as reasonable. Because an adult, Mr. Schue, would have told him that's not a real thing, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Did he say that I came in a hot tub to him?
I guess.
Does he just assume they had sex? I guess.
Yeah, maybe he just assumes.
But yeah, I remember I think I must have got it from this episode that I watched this, thought in your head that could happen. And then it was like years later that I think I read something online that was like, you can't. And I was like, what? I was fully convinced from Glee.
Glee lied to me?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's also very funny because watching it now with that knowledge, it's like the reveal of Puck actually like them having sex and that being why she's pregnant. That's like oh yeah, now it makes sense. But for me back then, I was like, well, both of them could be the dad. I don't know. It's still up in the air for me. Is Puck the father? We don't know.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, so we haven't really talked much about the A-plot because there wasn't really much going on in the A-plot with the football and the dancing, and it was just very strange, most of the A-plot. It was like kind of not grounded and real, but it was like serious things happening with like pregnancies and love triangles, and then it kept on cutting to the fucking football team dancing to single ladies. It felt very off-putting and strange.
It did, and it also kind of sucked that they did single ladies, and then this whole thing, like we are rooting for Kurt, and he did the same thing. You know what I mean? Like they kind of like stole his thunder, which is why I was hoping maybe he missed it and his dad still loved him, or literally
right. You were hoping
else.
for something to like subvert or like change that wasn't just he did the same thing that we just celebrated for like 2 minutes ago.
Yes, exactly.
But you were mentioning about dad being proud. His dad was proud of him and didn't care that he was gay, even though he'd prefer maybe he wasn't gay,
and double checked in and said, hey, maybe not this time.
Yeah, we stan a non-homophobic but kind of homophobic dad. You know, for that time, that was good enough. He's wearing a baseball cap, so that's all you could ask for, really, honestly.
It was something. I knew he wasn't homophobic because that first scene, he didn't. The thing about American shows, especially from this time, is like they don't need tact or nuance. If he was homophobic, he would be like, hey, get over here, you little, and then he would say slurs. That's
Yes,
what it would
yeah.
be. And so when he didn't, I was like, oh, he's not homophobic. That's going to be the thing. He's actually that, Kurt doesn't know, but his dad's going to be okay with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of actually really nice moments with his dad, like throughout this series. But unfortunately, I feel like it's all kind of painted with the same like level that we were talking about in this episode, which is like at the time him going, I'd prefer if you weren't gay, but I'm on board if you are because that's who you are. Like that was good and positive at the time. Obviously, looking back, that's cringe. I think there's a lot more moments like that going forward where there's like emotional music playing and his dad is going like, I'd really prefer if you weren't gay, but do I love you, son, for being gay, because I guess you are and I have to deal with it.
I love you. I don't love the gay, but I love you so much that I'll tolerate it.
If it was any other fucker that was gay, I'd run him over with my car, but it's you, so I guess I'll deal with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I feel like there's going to be some more moments like that at the time were in the lens of like, wow, this is so progressive. His dad's being so supportive. Because me remembering back, I really liked the dad character and I thought he was very supportive. And then
that's so funny.
When watching this episode, I knew as soon as I saw him and that first scene, I was like, this is not going to be anywhere near as supportive as I remember, which is why I instantly pre-jacked the fucking him being a homophobe because I was like, he's going to say something and I don't want to be supportive of him yet because he's going to be cringe, and he was.
Yeah, exactly.
It is also very funny for the opening scene to be Kurt dancing to Single Ladies, like in full unitard, like sequins, and his dad comes down. And he's like, "Yeah, this is totally normal for me." Like, has his dad never met him before? Did he not see when he like started dancing to other things? This can't be the first time, right? This is so weird.
Yeah, the dad's seen him dance, but the dad knew he was gay. That's what he said. So it's
but why is Kurt acting like this is the first time that his dad's like seen any of it?
I think, you hit a certain age and you start to realize there's like more cultural significance to it. You know what I mean? Maybe.
I think the only reason is because it's the first time we've been introduced to this character, so we have to act like it's the first time. That's what it felt like. So I think it was very heavy-handed, but you know. Speaking previously of love triangles, I realized we haven't even talked about Will and Emma's flirtiness, still carrying on despite Will thinking that his wife's pregnant.
I'm not sure if we're meant to think that like, my presumption is that like Will is the hero and he's like the cool guy and all this stuff. And so I think that we are meant to think that he isn't like being kind of cringe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're supposed to think that they're meant to be together, so it's okay, and that the wife's faking the pregnancy, so it's okay to like cheat on them. But I feel like that's also overlooking the coach, who has been nothing but kind to Emma, like most of the time, right? Like he seems like a good boyfriend, and she just doesn't want to be with him.
Right. She's only with him because she knows she can't be with Miss Schue. Yeah, it's pretty cringe. Generally.
Yeah, especially in this episode, the coach was so welcoming to having the leader of the Glee Club, Will, come in and be like, hey, make all my footballers dance, you know? I feel like most coaches would be like, you're not making them dance, you're cringe, especially if my girlfriend fancies you. And he was fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's crazy that for me, he's like one of the most supportive and nice people in the cast currently.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
Okay, I think I'm looking at my list. Do you have anything you want to add?
Nothing I want to add. I think it was just good, clean fun. Couple of love triangles. There's literally like 3 love triangles. Some good American football, dancing. I feel good. I just feel bad for Rachel.
Yeah, wait, you feel bad? No. What? Why'd you feel bad for Rachel?
Rachel's a star, bro. You don't get it. She's a star. No. Why are we talking about football and pregnancy? She's trying to get to Broadway.
Oh, dear. Stanz is just as cringe as Rachel. Great. We love that. And I think maybe because we've ended the episode on Rachel quitting and being cringe. I mean, obviously, she's going to join the Glee Club eventually. Right. We'll get into your predictions, Stanz. Do you think she's going to join next episode? Do you think there's going to be a couple of episodes without her? What do you think happens next?
I think it'll be next episode or first half of the one after. I don't think they go, you know what I mean? Like an episode and a half, right. I would take the under.
Interesting. So the next episode, let me get the title. The next episode, The Road's Not Taken, spelled RHODES.
Yes.
What do you think's happening in that episode, Stanz? Get your predictions in.
A character is going to travel to London to be a Rhodes Scholar and study at Oxford.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So true.
That would make a lot of sense. One of the characters we're going to find out in a past life was Dusty Rhodes, famous country star.
Okay, interesting. Have you got a third Rhodes pun, Stanz, for us
Sorry,
to end on?
You're putting me on the spot. We're going to find out that one of the characters in this Rhodes starred in and directed famous movie Nights in Rodanthe, spelled RHOTANTH.
Perfect. He's done it. The people didn't think he could. They didn't have faith at home, but he could do it. A third Rhodes pun, and it was just as good as the first one. I was just trying to do it
without talking about fucking Marvel movies, because then everyone would be like, I love Marvel bat chests. So
wait, what was the Marvel?
Rhodey. Isn't his name Rhodes?
Oh, yeah. Agent Rhodes.
I got a lot of roads.
Too many roads to travel. So true.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that was it for this episode of Binge and Cringe. If you are excited as we are, Spoiler alert, we're going to watch the next one right now. Let's go.
Don't
I'm so
tell him
excited.
that.
We're not
I'm
supposed
gonna
to tell
change my
him, but
shirt.
We're going to change our shirt. I'm going to change my shirt because I've sweated through this one already. So
That's tough. Yeah, you got to do it.
but we're going to watch the next one. It's going to be very sick because I fucking love Glee and I'm really excited about this episode. There's interesting things, but we'll see you in the next one. Stan's famous outro catchphrase.
Just do it.
No. What? What, Stanz, what's the catchphrase? You know
I'm
this.
not going to do Good Mythical Morning every time.
No, but we're taking it. This is our thing now, Stanz.
We're not taking it. Sorry, I can't take from Nike. I can't steal from fucking Reebok.
We have to do the same thing every week, otherwise it's not a catchphrase. Changing it every week that's not the point. The point is the same
I think changing
thing.
it's fun because then it's like, what's he going to do this week? You know what I mean?
It's only funny if you then end on the actual phrase, which is...
Think different. That's apples.
Oh dear, I've actually forgotten it. What is it? Let's talk about that. There we go.
Yeah,
At least one of us has said
Let's
it.
talk about it. It's wahoo! That's Mario's.
Famously. Bye.